Hello everybody, welcome back to InsaneBrit Gaming. I am the InsaneBrit and today we're going to be talking about Google Stadia. Yes, the console that Google has launched and it has some clinks in the armor as it were, and we're going to be getting to those very soon along with a couple of details. We're going to be focused on three specific things here. One, what it is right now. Two, what it should be. And three, what it will become, in my opinion. So, let's give you some details now. In short, Google Stadia will launch on November 19th in 14 different territories, including the USA, Canada, UK, with at least 22 games at launch for an initial $130 or £120 in our money, UK, for the hardware starter kit with a 3 months of premium service, which is their £10 a month. Basically you have to pay that every single month to be able to play your games online on many different devices, etc., etc. However, like I said, there's a lot of detail here, but I will tell you a couple of things. From the start, their launch hasn't been that great. A lot of people didn't get their kits. Also, there's latency issues as well, where there's a 1 or 1.2 second lag in the thing. So when you push the button, the character takes like at least a second to actually jump, so it's not very responsive at this particular point in time. Not only that, it says you'll be able to play everywhere or whatever. That's not actually true. You'll be able to play if you've got a Wi-Fi, so like just say an internet cafe, or you'll go to somebody else's house. But they said don't expect to play the likes of games on a bus, using your internet data via your phone. Apparently, that's them saying that. So it's not all what it's cracked up to be. Not only that, it will depend on your internet speed around the world. Now, I live in the UK and I have about 20 megabytes per second. Probably that's because I pay X amount. You can pay for more, no doubt. That's going to be kind of expensive if you have that. If you have that more expensive one, I think Virgin do an expensive one, or fiber optic, then you'll probably be better off. But a lot of people in the world are not better off that way, are in rural areas, don't have that kind of internet, fiber optics, so it may not be for you, or it may not work as well as it should do for you. At least in theory at this point. While they said the service, people have reviewed it and said the service is good, but they have yet to see it out in the wild as like publicly, like how it is today. But yeah, there is a latency issue there, and again, it depends on where you are in the world. And we've got some details here regarding what they're going to require. Hold on, let's have a look. So apparently, 10 megabytes per second for 720, 60 frames per second, 1080p in HDR video. It's 20 megabytes is what they're recommending, and if you want HDR 4K, you're going to have 35 megabytes per second at least. So yeah, that's what they're recommending. And I don't know if anyone or a lot of people got a hell of a lot more than that, or it's nothing. I mean, I don't know. Again, I run 20 megabytes per second. Having said that, it does seem like a fairly cheap console for most people. And the games they have on there are old right now. This is a service as it currently is, or it's not that great when it kicks off. They did kind of panic and add a further 10 games to the launch as well, I believe. So let's go down the list of games that are currently on the actual product itself. So, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Attack on Titan Final Battle 2, Destiny 2, Farming Simulator, Final Fantasy, Football Manager 2020, Grid 2019, Guilt, which is an exclusive to them, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Red Dead Redemption 2, Samurai Shodown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Thumper, whatever that is, Tomb Raider 2013 edition, Trials Rising, and Wolfenstein Young Blood. So not a lot of great games there. I think like just say Wolfenstein if you haven't played it, Metro. That's about it I can see for real new games, you know what I mean? Maybe Rage 2, but even then, that's like down to £25 now as well. Coming in 2019, you've got Borderlands 3. So 2019, we're near the end of that. We've got 1 month to go, but this is what this is saying. So Borderlands 3, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Darksiders Genesis, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and then coming in 2020, Doom Eternal, Cyberpunk 2077, and Gods and Monsters and Watch Dogs Legion. And then, so that's coming in 2020 to their platform. It's going to be already out. I think Doom Eternal comes out this month, don't it? I'm not too sure. Maybe they delayed it. I'm not too sure on that right now. Releases to be decided. Capcom, they've got there's a list of companies here at this point. They're not actually giving details. Windjammers 2 from Dotemu. Electronic Arts have got something coming out. Baldur's Gate 3, Power Rangers Battle of the Grid, Marvel's Avengers, Destroy All Humans, and Division 2. So not that great of a lineup, at least in the beginning. But the service does seem so. My opinion would be, why would I bother with this particular service? It doesn't seem particularly important right now, and there's a lot better options out there. Again, with the xCloud that Xbox is doing, seems to be a hell of a lot better service. And if you've got an Xbox, you don't have to fork out any extra hundreds of pounds. You can just pay for that service to get the xCloud at this point in time. However, further details on this actual console, which you know will may put you off anyway. So basically, that's what it is right now at its level. It's got some older games. It's £130. You pay £10 a month subscription, but depending on your internet, it may not work for you at this point in time. Now, what this should be, okay, right now is a subscription service for games like Xbox Game Pass. That would have worked really well. So they've actually said something regarding the subscription service in itself. They're saying while Google intends to eventually have a backlog catalog of free games included in your £10 monthly fee like PSN or Xbox, Stadia is not primarily a subscription service. I think it should be. The subscription only includes a single game as of today, Destiny. Google tells us you should expect to buy, not rent, cloud games for the same retail prices you'd find on other platforms like PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. So essentially, you're paying full prices on this actual console, no different from PSN, no different from Xbox in itself, and you won't be actually physically owning the game. You'll just have to stream them. You won't be able to download them on the console. You have to stream them. And if it's a bad stream, the service isn't that good, or your area is rubbish for internet, you're not going to be able to experience the game to its full potential. Why bother with this console when you can just go out, buy a PS4, even if it's a basic one for 200, and then buy any game you want on the cheap pre-owned and not have any latency problem? Doesn't make sense to me. What they should have done is they should have said £10 a month subscription service and you get X amount of games now back catalogue. And they got the money to do it as well. There's no doubt about that. And this is where now they said some other things as well here. Hold on, if I can find it. All right, here we go. Now this is where it. Now the third thing is basically what this particular console can or will become, and I'm predicting it will be a monster of a console and laying in wait. The company did, however, hire Ubisoft EA industry vet Jade Raymond to build out its internal games development arm called Stadia Games and Entertainment. Raymond told Gaming Industry Biz last month that her team plans to build out multiple first-party studios with Google to help round out the Stadia lineup with exclusive titles. And this is the thing, if they have exclusive titles, this could be a game changer for them if they compete with the likes of God of War, Spider-Man, or whatever else. You know, they got those kind of exclusives and Halo and Gears and that kind of rhetoric, and they got those quality games. People might actually jump to the Stadia wanting to play them. Now they said here, we have a plan that includes building out a few different first-party studios, Raymond said. The eventual goal is to release Stadia exclusive games that can take advantage of the unique cloud computing infrastructure behind the platform that includes improved physics, simulations, integrations with Google Assistant, and potentially a larger scale environment that can't be rendered today using a single console or PC. So that's interesting. So they actually are trying to give you something that if your system's kind of like not that good to run an actual game or whatever else, they're going to give you a service that streams it and they can do all the heavy lifting for you. That is potentially a monster of a console coming out right there. Plus they're going to have their own exclusives as well in the long term. So right now I don't think it's worth investing in the Google Stadia, but long term it may be actually worth it, at least in theory at this point. But you can see the potential, as long as they get that latency issue sorted out, they could be an actual monster in the upcoming 2020 console battle. You know what I mean? Raymond said Google has quite hold on. Yeah, Raymond says Google has quite a few exclusive games in the works that use cloud, and it won't be 4 years before gamers get to see the new exclusives, exciting content. There will be coming out every year and more each year. I kind of feel that's a knock on to the PlayStation and the Xbox, especially PlayStation with its what was it, Last of Us 2 every year for 3 years, and now we're finally getting it next year. Jesus. But this is Google at the end of the day, and they've got tons of money, tons of resources, and they want a piece of that gaming pie that brings in X amount of billion every year, even more than the movie and music industry every year, I believe. Um, so yeah, and they've got the funds to do it, guys. By the way, with I think it was I can't remember what his name is, Larry something, the founder, one of the founders of let's switch back to the camera. One of the founders of Google is worth 56 billion. You know, thinking, well, that's not bad. I mean, Bill Gates is worth what, 100 billion, 90 billion, or was it 80 billion? I think, and I think he's the second richest man in the world now, after the guy Jeff Bezos or whatever, who runs Amazon. And look at Xbox. Don't really have a lot of exclusives. They've only just bought companies now, and the next console generation is looking quite strong for them. So, you know, is he really going to invest his personal fortune into it? Maybe, maybe not. No, whatever. But when you look at it, the market, or for their company in Google itself, it's worth 715 billion. So let's be honest, if they wanted to, they could probably buy Sony or buy Xbox, you know what I mean, or try to. So they can compete on a financial scale. If they've got the money to do it, why not? And it'll be more revenue stream for them. The business model is simplistic, but I don't like the fact you can't download your games, which is better. If they ship the console with a 2 terabyte, 3 terabyte hard drive, yes, it would increase the price, but who cares? If you can pay £220 or whatever it is for this Google Stadia with their new exclusives and third party options, download the game, Rage 2, just say for example, play it. I'm paying £10 a month after I've bought the initial console, and then just off it. And that might have been a better business model for them. I feel personally, like the Netflix of games. But I feel right now Xbox is doing it better. I won't be investing in a Google Stadia. And it's interesting because if it's only £130, that's cheap anyway. Let's be honest, it's quite doable. If you're a parent, it looks more appealing, but at the same time, you are going to have to pay £60 for brand new games like everywhere else. So, you know, and again, with the internet latency issues and depending on where you are, though it might be more of a financial incentive to do it, you won't own those physical copies, and depending on your internet, you might not be able to stream. And if you get banned from there, your account or whatever it is, you lose all those games anyway. So I don't think it's like I will be investing in long term. I mean, in the short term. Long term, I still don't know. I prefer my Xbox and PlayStation. And if you do have a Stadia, you have to basically wait for all those exclusives. I'd recommend buying a PS5 or a Scarlet, and then you'll get to play the Spider-Mans, the Gears Wars, the Halos, the Gods of Wars as well. So those exclusives are already out and have a fan base, and they're going to be very exciting. Having said that, regarding Google Stadia's exclusives, PC has a lot of exclusives. A lot. And do you know what? I don't even play that. I don't even care about them. I've got a PC here that can run it probably, and I don't even bother. So, exclusives or not, maybe because they're not marketed that well to me personally. I don't know. I don't really look into it, but there's no doubt about it. PC has a lot of great games, exclusive games, but I don't play them, and I've got a PC to do it. So, what does that tell you? But that's just me anyway at the end of the day. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Take part in this week's poll of what do you think of Google Stadia? Do you think it's going to be a monster in waiting? Personally, I do. I think it has tons of potential. Got to get the latency issue sorted out, more exclusives on the actual platform, and then it can build more audience. And they might have an advantage being a lot cheaper console or whatever, or the cheaper option for a parent, at least in theory. Well, it will be cheaper. But, you know, for their kids, maybe 130, then pay £10 a month, and then whatever else. I don't know. It's up to, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, last week's poll. If I can look here, if I can find it, I should be able to find it. I'll say last week's poll. It was more with my community tab. So about 17 people voted on the question: what console will you buy in 2020? Of course, this is out like a few days ago before this Stadia thing popped up. So what console will you buy in 2020? Xbox Scarlet or a PS5, or even both? 17 people voted. I'm only doing these on the on my community tab to take part, so my audience personally will be able to see this if you're subscribed to me or whatever. Xbox Scarlet 41% and PS5 with 53%. Not bad. Not bad. It's a 10% lead, and then 6% has said both. I'm planning on picking up both, and I want to pick up, but of course I can't do that at the same time. Sorry, I'm not rich. I'm going to be trying to get the PS5 on day one, or unbox it for you here on the channel. So PS5 for me on day one, hopefully, in theory, at this point, that's the plan. And then what I'll do is I'll pick up an Xbox when I can, or even have to sell my other consoles just to invest in Xbox Scarlet, which I don't mind doing. But yeah, so PS5 is going to be my priority. Hopefully, I'm still able to record those games as well and stuff. I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, guys. Anyway, take part in that poll. Will you be investing in Google Stadia from the bat? Will you eventually? Or you're like, hell no, I don't want anything to do with it. Anyway, guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Links are in the description below. Hit the donation button, or you can buy some merchandise to help run and support this channel. And I will see you next time. Oh, and I've been doing the chat thing as well. So I am actually in all my videos. You can chat to me if you want to. I wonder if I should do that every day or just on videos like this or whatever, so you can discuss it amongst yourselves. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.